Alright, boys and girls, and welcome to Garden Guitar. We have Wish Wednesday. We love these days, Wednesdays, when you can wish for songs here on Garden Guitar, and I will bring them up for you. And this time we have a song from GRACIE Abrams. And we love GRACIE Abrams here on Garden Guitar. We covered many songs from her, and this is from her album here. We made some song tutorials here for a couple of weeks ago. And I missed and slipped on this song here called Will You Cry. It was just a little bit too much work with this song at the time, but you, Billy 18, you wished for a song, so I just had to do it. So thank you, Billy 18, for this, and a great song that we will cover now. So hope you enjoy it, and especially for you, but also for all you GRACIE Abrams fans. So let's do this together. All right, so we need to start with capo set on the 2nd fret. With that, we have a couple chords to go over, and this is mainly a picking pattern song. A great picking patterns for this song, and it sounds actually much harder than it is. It's similar patterns. You just need to get comfortable with the grips. That's the challenge here. But anyway, let's look at the chords first. We can play this also with a strumming pattern. We'll look at that later, but we will use chords as well for that. So let's look at the grips and chords now. First off, we'll call this the B minor. All right, so this is the grip. You have the 2nd on A, the 4th on D, then open G, 3rd B, and open E. All right, that's the B minor. The next chord will be D. It looks like this, the grip. So that is 5th on A, 4th on D, open G, 3rd B, and open E. Then we have, when it comes to strumming patterns, we have 2 variations of A. I will call the first one the A1 and then the next the A2. So this is the A1. It goes like this: open A, 2nd D, 2nd G, 3rd B. This is where the change and difference happens on 3rd B, and open E. That's the A1. The A2 is the standard A. Everything else is the same except from the B string there. Instead of the 3rd, you go back to the 2nd. So that gives us open A, 2nd D, 2nd G, and now 2nd B, and open E. So from this position to this. All right, that's A1 and A2. And it looks a little bit different when it comes to the picking pattern grips later. I will take you through that as well, but let's just go over the chords when it comes to the strumming and the basic chords. Next one is the E minor. So that is open E, 2nd A, 2nd D, open G, open B, and open E. We have G as well. So that is 3rd on E, 2nd on A, open D, open G, open B, and 3rd E. And the final chord is the F sharp minor, just used one spot later in the song, but anyway, it's a bar chord. You place the bar here on the 2nd fret over all strings, and then the rest will be 4th on A and 4th on D. All right, so there we have the chords: the B minor, the D, the A1, A2, the E minor, the G, and the F minor, F sharp minor. All right, so now we will leave that to the side for now, and we'll come back to that a little bit more later when it comes to clean strumming. First off, the picking patterns. All right, so before we go into what parts and which chord we're gonna use for different parts, we need to look at the patterns first and learn them, all right? And then we have all the keys to work with them. So first off, the B minor, hold the chord as it is, and then you're gonna play this part. All right, and the patterns here will be very similar through the entire song. So this is 2nd on A, 4th on D, open G, 3rd B, and back to 4th D. That is one round. All right. The next chord was the D. Hold the chord as it is and play the same pattern there, same strings, and that gives us this. Alright, so that is 5th on A, 4th on D, open G, 3rd B, and back to 4th on D. And what I do here, I use my different fingers here placed on each string, so it gets it's very handy and convenient here, and you can have your fast speed there as well. That's how I do it. You can do it in your way, use a pick or whatever. Anyway, let's look at the next chord. That's the A1, and for this we're not gonna use the chords we're gonna use for the strumming later, this and this. So it's a completely different grip here. This grip looks like this, the A1. So that is if you hold the 4th on the G string, 4th on D, and 3rd on B. So 4th on D and 3rd on B. And with that grip, you're gonna play open A, 4th on D, open G, 3rd B, and back to 4th on D. So you see the pattern is the same here as the other chords. So that's the A1. And the A2 is just simply you move this 3rd on B to the 2nd on B. Right? You can use whatever finger you want. I go from this and just stretch out with my index finger out to this position. And the same strings, and that gives us open A, 4th D, open G, and now 2nd B, and back to 4th D. Sounds like this. So that's the A2. Then the E minor, it's enough if you just hold the 2nd on D string. You could hold the full chord if you want, but yeah, it's enough with just 2nd on D. And with that grip, it sounds this. That is open E in the bass, then 2nd D, open G, open B, and back to 2nd D. The next chord is the G, and for this picking, you just have to hold this on the 3rd E string. That's it. So with that grip, you're gonna play this part. So that is 3rd on E, then open D, open G, open B, and back to open D. And then finally we have the F sharp minor. Hold the chord as it is as you played it for the strumming. And with that grip, you could play like this. So that is 2nd on E, the bass, then 4th on D, 2nd on G, 2nd on B, and 4th on D. And there you have the different patterns for the strumming. So B minor, D, and from this D many times comes the A after. So what you do from this grip, just some technique stuff there, you just release the finger you use here on the A string, and you get the A1, which comes usually right after these Ds. And from that position, you just go to A2. So a very convenient chord transition there. So like I said, B minor, then D, then just take off the bass note there and play open A, and A2. All right. Then we had the E minor, a G, and the F sharp minor. All right, so that's it. Now let's take a look at the different parts. And this is perhaps a little bit crazy here, because if you look at the lyrics here, it's very clear what part belongs to, which part is the chorus, the verse, refrain, and so on. But it's played in different ways. So hence, because of that, I'm gonna take you through this entire song, not just mention the different, okay, this is how I play the chorus, this is how to play the refrain and the verse and so on. I'm just gonna take you through this because the first chorus changes till the next second chorus and so on. It's played in different ways even if it's obvious that it's the same chorus line, same lyrics and so on. So I'm going to take you through this part from the beginning till the very end. So let's go with the first chorus. It starts with the first chorus. You're going to play this chord progression: B minor 2 picking rounds, then D2, A1 2, and A2 2. All right, so 2 rounds of each chord: B minor, D, A1, A2, like this. That is one chord progression round. You're gonna play it for 2 rounds. So that is the first chorus. It starts when you talk. That's in the lyrics how it starts. All right, 2 rounds of that, and then comes the first verse in the lyrics. Damage line up. All right, you're gonna play E minor 2 rounds, B minor 2 rounds, then A1 2 rounds, and A2 2 rounds. Let's go for one chord progression round. Play that part for 2 chord progression rounds, and that takes us to the first refrain and the lyrics. Now you walk through and so on. You're gonna play B minor 2 rounds, then D 2 rounds, A1 2 rounds, and A2 2 rounds. All right, so in the same way as you play the first chord. So let's go through that also. And you play that for 2 chord progression rounds, and that leads us to the second chorus. Okay, it's the same lyrics there as the first one when you talk and so on, but it changes now in the chords. So you're gonna play B minor 2 rounds, then D 2 rounds, then E minor 2 rounds, and G 2 rounds. So B minor, D, E minor, G. All right, let's go for one chord progression round there as well. Play that part for 2 rounds. And just some technique stuff here, because when you go from B minor to D, all right, from this position to go over to E minor, you use this finger. I use my middle finger on the D string and just slide up here to the 2nd fret on the same string. So from D, slide up, you're fast on the E minor. All right, so that will help, I think. So 2 chord progression rounds of that as well, and then comes the second verse, and in the lyrics, pieces broken and so on. All right, it changes from the first verse, so this is a little bit confusing, but anyway, that's why I'm taking you through this part. It's a little bit longer, this verse, so we will start with B minor 2 rounds, D 2 rounds, A1 2 rounds, and A2 2 rounds. That chord progression you play for 2 rounds. Then you're gonna play B minor 2 rounds, D 2 rounds, E minor 2 rounds, and G 2 rounds. And that second chord progression you're gonna play for 2 rounds as well. So it's a total of 4 chord progression rounds. The first 2 is B minor, D, A1, A2, and the last 2 is B minor, D, E minor, and G. Okay, so I'm gonna take you through this whole second verse actually, and give some time there, put some time there. So let's do this, starting with B minor. Is the second verse. Yes, we are half in at least in this song, so let's go on to the third chorus. Same still in the lyrics, a little bit different again when it comes to the playing. So you're gonna play now B minor 2 rounds, then D 2 rounds, E minor 2 rounds, and G 2 rounds. That chord progression you play for 4 rounds, all right? And then you're gonna still continue with F sharp minor, and this is the only spot here where F sharp minor comes in. You play F sharp minor for 2 rounds, then A2 for 2 rounds, then B minor for 2 rounds, and D for 2 rounds. Okay, so the first 4 rounds was B minor, D, E minor, G. I think we went through that, so I can just give you one round of it. It goes like this. All right, so that is the first part of this third chorus. You're gonna play that for 4 rounds, and then comes this part, the F sharp minor 2, the A2, the B minor 2, and the D2. I mean the A2 version for 2 rounds, all right? So it goes like this, a little bit slower, so you see what's happening here. The F sharp minor first, 2 rounds. Then comes the A2. And then comes the B minor 2. And then comes the D2. All right, so. Sorry, I slipped a little bit on the A2 there, but anyway, I think you understand that chord progression you play for 2 rounds. So in total in this third chorus, you play 6 rounds. 4 chord progression rounds of the first part, and then 2 rounds with this F sharp minor version there. All right, after this third chorus comes an instrumental part. You can just mention it. It's the B minor 2, D2, A1 2, and A2 2. All right, you played that chord progression for 2 rounds. Many numbers and figures now, but anyway. Then we have this second refrain. All right, so same the lyrics. Now you walk through. And that's how you do it. But anyway, you play differently again. So a little bit confusing, but we're almost there now. E minor 2, B minor 2, A1 for 2 rounds, and A2 for 2 rounds. That chord progression you play for 2 rounds. I'm gonna give you one of these. Let's go. Rounds of that is the refrain, and then we just have the final part left, and this is a chorus number 3 plus an outro. You're gonna play in the same way till the very end. I believe it's 6 rounds of B minor 2, D2, E minor 2, and G2. So I'm gonna give you a couple rounds of this final part here, starting with B minor. And so on. 6 rounds, and that ends this beautiful song. A lot of pickings here, guys, and aware of, you're gonna really wear down your fingers a bit perhaps, but anyway, it's pretty simple patterns. But if you want to skip this all picking, or you want to alternate it with some strumming, then it's very easy. All right, so let's take a look at the strumming pattern that will work for this song. We're gonna use the same chords there as in the picking, except from the A we had this version of the A1 and A2 like this. All right. And yeah, how do you manage to play this with strumming? 1 round instead of the picking round will be down, down, up, up, down. So if we start with one very simple and common pattern here, B minor D, A1, A2. 1 round of strumming will be that is one round. So a couple rounds of it goes like this. All right. So with the chord progression B minor, D, A1 and A2. Now have in mind it's the different A's now, A1 and A2. It sounds like this. So on. All right, guys, so I think you understand. Just replace the picking patterns one round with down, down, up, down, and follow everything I went through here, and you can play this with strumming. So you can go back and forth with picking and strumming. All right, guys, so that pretty much covers Gracie Abrams' Will You Cry. I hope not when you listen to this tutorial. I hope it was helpful. I really went through all the chords and grips there, and this is the absolute best position to have your capo with the easy grips there. So good luck with this one, guys, and especially for you, Billy18. I hope you enjoyed it. If it was helpful, please let me know. Leave a comment, thumb up, and for all you Gracie Abrams fans, yeah, this one was for you as well. So till next time, play tuned.